All right, Pack. Today we're gonna do a quick and easy dinner recipe. We're gonna do some party wings. Party wings are fun. They're simple. And it's something in a pinch you can throw together real quick. The beauty of party wings are frozen to grill. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. You can literally buy these, grab these on the way home, and make it happen. So throw our wings in there. We're gonna put a little magic sauce on this bad boy. ASMR. We're gonna go with some big bad bark. We're gonna take this and give it a healthy coat. I mean, more than you think it needs, because as you toss this, it's gonna have to mix in with that butter. It's gonna have to mix in with all these wings. I said butter. We're using parquet because it does not burn on a smoker. That is the only reason why we don't use real melted butter. But yeah, you're just gonna get this all mixed up, get good and coated all the way through. Two different ways to do this. You can either let it sit a little bit, or you can go straight on the pit. It doesn't matter. They're frozen. No big deal. The bag even says ready to grill. So just make sure you got a good coating on all of it. More than likely, after I get done tossing these, I'm gonna hit them again with some more seasoning. Just because we're getting pretty good mixture, but I want to make sure everything's got a good coat of seasoning. We do have some spots that aren't getting in there. So the best way to do that, get them all coated in the butter, hit them with the seasoning, and they'll hold that seasoning a little bit though. Now I've got a good coating here. I'll hit this bad boy one more time. And then we'll see you at the pit.
What's up, Pat? It's Jared out here on a beautiful Sunday in the South. I am stepping in for William while he finishes some things. We're going to keep working on these wings. We love smoked wings. Really elevates the wing experience in a major way. Lots of flavor goes into wings when you smoke them, especially using Wolfpack seasonings. So we got our big bad bark on here. What I'm about to do is I'm about to get these layered on the Rectech back here behind me. Once we get them on the grate, then we're going to add a little bit of extra big bad bark. And we're going to get these bad boys cranking at about 275. You're wanting to smoke wings a little bit hotter than you normally would. 275, 300 is great. Not a long cook here. You're nowhere over an hour, hour and a half. We're going to be taking these wings to 165 internal is done. However, for wings, you're really wanting to go no less than 180. All right, so what I'm about to do here, I'm about to take some big bad bark. I'm about to dust these a little bit heavier. You definitely want to season wings heavier than you season just about anything. They begin soaking this seasoning up almost immediately. So coming over the top, big bad bark, nice and heavy. And then I'm just going to use my bowl and I'm going to shake this up and incorporate this a little bit better. Now I'm going to give you a little tip here. When you are using a bowl to shake stuff up, whether it's dry, sauced, whatever, the thought is to flip what's in the front of the bowl to the back of the bowl, and simultaneously what's happening is what's on the bottom of the bowl is moving forward. So you just want to lean your bowl a little bit and just start trying to flip what's in the front lip of your bowl back towards you, and you end up just rotating all of your wings through all of that delicious seasoning. Now we're going to get these on the pit. Let's go. Alright, it's time to get these wings loaded up. Like I said, we're cooking anywhere between 275 and 300 degrees on this. Going to be taking these up to about 185 internal. Now, when you're stacking wings on a smoker or grill, you don't need to allot for airspace. You don't need to give them room. Pack them in there like it's a Greyhound bus headed for Charleston. All right, so I'm going to use my firebox over here to hold my wing bowl, and I'm just going to start stacking these wings in here. Like I said, nice and tight. rack space is at a premium today. So we are trying to get every cubic inch of space we can get out of this thing. This is some nice jumbo wings. You don't have to use jumbos. We prefer jumbos. Just keep in mind, if you're moving off of the jumbo size, you're gonna really want to reconsider your cook time. They're gonna cook a lot quicker, and you could really quickly overshoot your temperature zone. Now you have some leeway with wings. You know, it's not a problem at all to be serving wings at 200 degrees internal temp. That's definitely where you're approaching more of the extra crispy side of things. You can also fry these wings after you finish smoking them to crispy up the skin. We really enjoy doing that a lot, but we're just rolling with the smoker today. So I've got my wings. They're all loaded up. Going back with Big Bad Bark again. And I'm gonna do one final top of all these wings in here. And again, we're going nice and heavy on these wings. They need it. They soak it up. Try to be accurate. You're not trying to just rub away. So we got our wings covered. We're going 275. We're gonna let these ride for about an hour. Come back and check on them. Probably do some flipping. We'll see you then. Okay, so we're back at our small rectangle over here. We've got our wings on. We're about to flip them. We've probably got about another 30 minutes or so to our 30 minutes, 40 minutes to our completion time. All right, so we're about to flip these wings. We had to load this this rack up pretty heavy to fit them all on here. So a little tip, something I like to do when I've got a full rack, I normally try to get one whole row out of the way, and that gives me room to then move my other wing. I'm now flipping these over. I've moved some of the wings out of my way. You'll see that the top side of the wings seem a little bit darker than the bottom side. You may be perplexed a little bit. Don't be. That's from that last rub that we hit right before we put it on. So we're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna flip all these, and then we're gonna have some fresh smoked wings. The other good thing about pulling a couple of them off and throwing them in a bowl is that it cools them off a little bit enough where you can touch them. So once you get to that point, then you can just move on to getting these jewels put back where they're supposed to be. Go to your home. So if you've never had smoked wings, you've got to try this recipe. These are fantastic. Just plain, soft, whatever you want. Same thing as before. I'm just going to come in here, give this a nice little finish coat of some Big Bad Bark. About 30 minutes of cook time is going to be just enough for that to caramelize and to attach to our chicken surface. And we're going to tear into these bad boys. Y'all come on back.
All right, Pack, one pro tip I've got for you is whenever these are going, the tops are going to get a little dry. One thing you can do is give them a little spray down. That's going to help crisp the other side. It's also going to help with keeping everything moist and juicy. So that way you get the best of both worlds. It's the little things that make the big differences.
Hello.
Who's that? Oh, hey, Pack.
Take the cut.
Nope.
Post, no cigar.
That one is good to go.
And just real briefly, check out some of the color that is being brought on by that Wolfpack season and some good old wood-fired smoke. Absolutely gorgeous. Still juicy. They're not overcooked, but they're not rubbery. It's important that you get chicken wings cooked through. So he's tipping every wing. It's important. There's different sizes of wings, and obviously you've also got totally different actual physical makeup per wing. Drums have one bone in them with a large amount of meat around them. The flats have two bones in them. They're smaller and obviously flat. So flats tend to cook faster. Drums also still have a remaining blood vein in them from the butchering process. So I also recommend cooking your drums a little bit longer just to make sure there's no coloration issues with anybody. The last thing you want to do is serve somebody undercooked chicken. Another thing to keep in mind is learning the flow properties of your smoker, pit, wood-fired grill, whatever you're using. So specifically, you know, what we're using for these wings today, a small little pellet grill, you're gonna have a lot of heat deflection around your diffuser plate down here where your drippings run off. The heat box is actually underneath that, and it pushes the heat out around it to try to create as much even temp as you can get. However, it's not super successful. So in these pellet smokers, you're gonna find your hot spots are gonna be all around the edges of this drip pan where the smoke and heat is actually escaping around the pan. Right here in the dead center of this is actually much cooler. So it's important to know that and adjust accordingly.
Aggressive. Take that. Hey Pack, we're gonna do the Wolfpack style brown sugar bourbon glaze for these wings. So to do that, we gotta start off with the basics. We've got brown sugar.
About a quarter cup, give or take.
We're gonna give that a healthy splash of a little bit of butter here.
Margarine.
Kick that bad boy in with a flavor profile designed by Champs. Then we're going to top it off with the best.
Kentucky's finest, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, we're going to let that come up to a little bit of a temp, everything get going. We're going to mix it in just a tad bit here, just so we get a good meld of flavors. And then once this comes up to temp, we're going to toss our wings in it.
Biggest thing you're looking to do anytime you're using an alcohol as an ingredient is get it hot enough that it is going to cook majority of the alcohol out of it through evaporation, but leave that deep flavor. Anytime you're using a wine, white or red, anytime you're using a bourbon, anything like that, rum, you want to give it enough time to cook the alcohol out, but leave that great deep flavor.
Alright Pack, we got this ready to go. We're going to toss this in our sauce bowl here. And as you can tell, our glaze has gotten nice and melded in. All our alcohol is cooked off. So no more drunk chicken.
For now.
You smell that beautiful bourbon flavor. That gives it such a rich note. It's so good. Jared, dive in, sir.
Who's coming home with me today? Fantastic.
Nailed it. And that's a quick and easy meal, and you can prepare for your family. You know, like I said, swing by, grab the wings on the way home. Make sure you've already got your Wolfpack seasonings ready to go. And a little margin later, and you're set to go. That's all you need. A little thyme, a little bourbon, you know, and you can provide the same kind of meal. One thing we want to point out is every now and then, especially with chicken that has bones in it, you're going to have a pinkish color to it. That is where the smoke has penetrated all the way through the meat. It is actually heating that bone and coming back out. So what you're getting is a pinkish center. That is perfectly normal. That is not a problem. You're going to get that with smoked chicken. So, you know, keep that in mind whenever you're recreating this recipe for you and your family. And check us out on all the socials, everywhere you want to be. So from us to you, enjoy.